Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late March 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Scorpio collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you got for Scorpio gang in late March as we move on into Aries season? Lovely time of year. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio gang in late March. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out quick. Cool. All right, this is a good start. I like this. It's a bit softer than I'm usually used to seeing here at the start of a Scorpio reading. Not as intense as usual. Big Empress vibes. That's always a really, really good sign to me specifically. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So to me, this card screams Empress energy. If you look at the image of it, we have this lovely lady. She is in the woods amidst all the flora and fauna. She's got birds. She got a little nest on her arm, big tree of life tattoo on her back. So a lot of these archetypes scream Empress energy, which to me is great. It's goddess energy. It's a abundance, cup runneth over, huge for creation and manifestation. So this is one of the best oracle cards I have in this deck, and I always like it. I always claim it. I'm like, all right, this is good. This has some nice energetic potential. Now is a great time to manifest and create, and this could be a really amazing result for a lot of Scorpios. This could also represent mother figures or motherhood, for whatever that's worth. Now, if we put all that to the side, you know me, I always like to give you both sides of the coin. Sometimes Empress energy could make some people feel like a little trapped. So just watch out for that. Like if there's any things or situations that are making you feel a little cornered or feel like they've thrown a wet blanket over you, just watch out for any of that. But overall, it feels good to me. Intuitively, when this card popped out, I'm like, all right, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. So we're going to let her chill out right there. We're not going to overcomplicate it. We got a great starting energy. And that tells me even if we do have some difficulties within the reading itself, we still got the Empress. We still got the goddess. We'll let her hang out with the little bird nest. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. Let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. So let's shuffle it up one time here for Scorpio gang. Yeah, that card just has so much like nurturing and care. It's really nice. But while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Talk about intense. The reading was titled An Explosive Situation. So hopefully you didn't have any on your hands. All right, I always like to be wrong about those ones. But the reading did feel like it had a little bit of volatility under the surface. Now, again, explosive isn't always terrible. It's just kind of sudden, where to me it felt like there were a lot of things or situations that could like go wild a little quick, or certain people that could be acting a little different. Like the energy had a lot of fire to it. So just keep your head on a swivel. That energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Scorpio gang, late March. What do we got? What do we got? Okay, cool. Good start. 7 of Wands, nice, determined. Yeah, so just like I was saying, that little cornered type of energy, that's something to really watch out for in this time where it's like, you're leaving me no choice. I don't want to get too intuitive just yet. We're not going to get intuitive yet. I have a structure for a reason, right? So let's get 2 more. Strength. Strength has shown up in every single water sign reading this week. That's interesting to me. All right, let's get one more here. Let's get one more here for Scorpio gang. Ace of Cups. Cool. So yeah, nice mixture of elements happening. A lot of communication happening. So yeah, we're going to have to see how all this plays. I'm feeling pretty neutral about it for now. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. And we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always like to look at the elements first. That frames the reading pretty nice for us, and it tells us how energy could flow. And there's a pretty good mixture. I mean, It does lean fire heavy, but I always say it, if there's any water sign that can deal with fire energy, that's Scorpio, gang, because Mars is one of your co-rulers. But yeah, right here we got the Seven of Wands and the Strength card, big fire energy, and then we have water, which is Scorpio's comfort zone. Now, when it comes to the fire energy right here up front, this is the realm of action. So the actions you take, the actions you want to take, the actions you're planning on taking. It's huge when it comes to energy levels, health and wellness. It's very strong when it comes to your get up and go, like your passion, drive, motivation, desire. So it's like your internal motor. The downside to fire is the explosiveness, like we saw last week. Remember, last week's had that explosive, fiery stuff. We still got some fire. Scorpio can deal with it, right? The back end here, we have water, which is Scorpio's power zone, power element. You're comfy there. Water is the internal realm. It's the realm of feelings and emotions, things that we care deeply for, what we're emotionally invested in. That's the suit of personal relationships and connections. Even if that's not on the menu, or if that's not on the plate, water is great when it comes to creativity. So whether it's creative pursuits, creative problem solving, I like it. The only downside to water is that it could overwhelm, right? Water is always moving, it's ebbing and flowing, and sometimes you get hit by a wave when you're at the beach, right? That's the same thing with water. So let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with the Seven of Wands, which could be very good depending on what else shows up within this reading. And we see this individual there. They got their little wand and looks like they're fending a bunch of people off, right? Now, the good thing about this card is that it has determination. This is a card and an energy that has no quit, which again is big Scorpio vibes, right? Like when Scorpio commits to something or decides on something, 9.5 out of 10 times they're going to see it through. This is an energy where it's like, this is my decision, this is what will happen. There's a lot of follow through, no quit with this card, which is beautiful. So we love the determination. But the downside of this Seven of Wands, yeah, sometimes it could be a little combative. Sometimes this energy shows up when it's like one thing after another, where it's like, all right, I just clear something off my plate, now I'm dealing with this. Then I cleared this off my plate, now I'm dealing with that. So we need to see what this is. And again, watch out for like cabin fever or feeling trapped or feeling like you don't have many options for whatever reason. Because sometimes the Seven of Wands, yeah, look, he's cornered, right? So just something to be aware of. Just something to be aware of, and we'll see what shows up when we clarify, because it could be really great for some Scorpios. Now, moving to the middle, as we get the Seven of Wands right back where it belongs, we got the Strength card, big Leo vibes. So if you're connected to a Leo, this could be them showing up right here. And as I already mentioned, this showed up in every water sign. So Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. And I do a whole bunch of shuffling between readings. So to me, this card, it has a lot of spiritual notes to it. We have this angelic figure with a little infinity symbol over her head. So to me, there's this spiritual karmic aspect. And what is she doing? She's taming that beast, but she's not doing it by force. She's not kicking the crap out of the lion. She's soothing it. Like, you ever hear the phrase music soothes the savage beast? That's kind of like the Strength card, where it's like, I'm going to try this the softer way. So like right here in the front, we have a brute force way. Then here in the center, we have the softer, more passive route. So maybe we are seeing different potential directions something could go. Big thing I always say about strength, it's internal strength. It's who someone is on the inside. It's their strength of character. It's who they are when nobody's watching, right? So that's something we want to look out for. Now, the downside to strength, yes, it can show up similar to this, where it's like one thing after another. This could show up when there are problems or situations where spirit's testing us. Strength can also show up when there's certain things where we want to cave on. So, like, if there's certain things you're trying to avoid, certain temptations. Like when I see strength, it's like, okay, can you avoid this temptation, Scorpio? Let's see. Let's see how you do. So just watch out for temptations or caving on something, which that's usually not big Scorpio energy. Now, here on the back end, we have the Ace of Cups. You know, I love all aces to me. They represent offers and opportunities. They're huge when it comes to conversation, communication, talks. So we want to explore this one further. The thing with aces, they have so much energetic potential. They are fresh and new. It's not just love related things, it could be anything, really. There's so much energetic potential for something to go right. Um, but the downside with all aces, especially the Ace of Cups, this one can represent someone's emotional state. So when it flips upside down, it's like, what's wrong? Like why? Like, what's wrong? I can't figure it out. Um, they're young, youthful types of energies, right? So that means although there's a lot of potential, it's something that's not quite guaranteed yet. So we do want to look at it further because sometimes ace energy could be a little flighty, where it's like if you don't grab the opportunity at the right time or if you don't meet the universe in the middle, this energy could go away. But again, this could just be a conversation of some sort. So we have a whole mixture of different things. I feel for a lot of Scorpios, all this energy is really fantastic. But I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Scorpio gang, please? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot because, as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Seven of Wands. Yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give the Scorpio gang, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is that Seven of Wands here? Okay. Okay. So, all right. It's just always interesting to me because I fully see from the Scorpio lens. I mean, a lot of my regular friends here know that I'm a 29th degree Scorpio moon. Seven of Wands with the Emperor in reverse is like, do not tell me what to do. That's what this energy is. It's like, do not tell me what to do. Do not tell me what to think. Do not tell me this. Do not tell me a damn thing. You are not the boss of me. I don't know why that's coming through this week, Scorpio. So again, if you're one of the many Scorpios that has I don't even want to call it issues with authority because, like, the Seven of Wands with the Emperor in reverse is like, who are you to tell me what to do? That's how it feels. It's like, who are you to tell me what to do and what not to do? So, like, I'm getting amped up just thinking about it for some reason. I don't know why. Now, the Emperor is Aries energy. Normally, it represents a boss. So it's funny. We had the Empress energy start off. Now we have the Emperor, and it's not a bad card by any means. Remember, he's the King of Kings, right? This is a shot caller. This is one that says, no, this is how we do it. When I see him in reverse, it's either not wanting to be told what to do or how to do something, or this is an energy where it's like, if only I was calling the shots, we wouldn't be in this mess. Okay. So there might be somebody where it's like, listen, if I was in your position, this is what I do. Watch out for giving advice to somebody and them not taking it too. So, like, this is getting hyper specific, Scorpio. And listen, I've spoken to a lot of you personally, one on one. Everyone knows I read for Scorpio gang personally. But yeah, this energy here is hyper specific. So watch out with any perceived authority figures. Watch out for anyone telling you what you do and what you have to do and what you can't do. But there's also this energy where it's like I'm giving advice and this person's not listening to me. Or if I was the one running the ship, things would be going differently. So very complex. We're going to keep moving. Just something to watch out for, especially like with all this fire. This is all fire right here on the front end. So let's go in on strength. Let's see what's up with that. Okay. Let's see. It's not funny, but it's funny to me. I don't know why. So let's go in on strength. Yeah, Nine of Wands. Yeah, this energy will not be told something. Yeah, all right. So we have the Nine of Wands in reverse. Now this could be good for a lot of Scorpios. I will say that because the explosive energy is still here. Once again, look at all this fire. We got 5 cards out. 4 of them are fire. This to me is like an explosive breakthrough. Now that can be good, depending on what we got going on here in the front, actually, because the explosive situation energy, that's still kind of here. So watch out for that this week, particularly, because there could be a lot of things that flare up. But to me, the way this energy goes is like, no, I want to decide. I'm deciding what way this goes. I'm in charge. I'm going to do it this way. And then boom, we have strength. Remember, person, who they are on the inside, tied in with determination. The Nine of Wands in reverse, I am breaking through. So this is like an explosive breakthrough of some kind where it's like, okay, I will not be held back. I will not be shackled. You will not tell me what I can and can't do. I am just breaking through. I will not be limited. That's another thing I'm picking up here. So we're getting hyper specific, Scorpio. And if it hits for you, awesome. If it doesn't, I mean, just see what happens this week, right? But usually the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, right? You see him there with his little bandage. He has built his wall of wands. When I see him in reverse, that's that wall. It comes tumbling down, right? Especially under strength. Now, to me, it says like it doesn't matter if you do it in a more confrontational way or just let it do what it's going to do. The energy goes this way regardless. So it's like, okay, well, you could brute force something and force it to do what you want it to do, or you could just let it run its course and you're still going to get the same result, if that makes sense. So we have this powerful explosive breakthrough energy in the center. Let's go in on the Ace of Cups and we'll do a quick recap here. It's going to be a little wild too, though, Scorpio. So just depending on the situation, depending on the people, like this could be great, could also be a little wild, right? But let's go in on this Ace of Cups. I'm starting to calm down now. Even as I'm getting over to this Ace of Cups, it's like I'm starting to calm down. All right, cool. So let's go in on that ace. Hopefully, we'll see. The deck has fooled me before. Okay. So there could be something that spirit wants you to hold your response for the time. Okay. Whether it is a situation, whether it's a conversation, there is something here that spirit does not want you to react to immediately. And again, we're getting hyper specific here this week, Scorpio. So I would take some notes on this reading if this isn't something that hasn't already elapsed for you. If this is stuff that pops up this week, there's a lot of different ways to handle it, but there is this either talk, conversation, message that spirit doesn't want you to just reply to right away or address it right away. There's something where you might want to let it marinate. That's how the energy shows up to me. So we got Lady Justice in reverse underneath this Ace of Cups. Lady Justice can deal, if it's not a Libra you're connected to, Lady Justice could deal a lot with legalities, paperwork, red tape, when it comes to stuff. So if you're dealing with any legalities, this could be that showing up right here, and you might get a pretty good result. But she is also very karmic and usually very, I don't want to say indecisive, but it's at a choice point. It's at a make or break point. So when I see her in reverse underneath this Ace of Cups, it's like, no, 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 hold off for now. Just like hold your horses for the time being. So like especially on the heels of all this stuff we got going on. So just know there could be a very specific situation or conversation that pops up where spirit wants you to just hold your response, not forever, but just for a time. You need to let something marinate. Now, for some Scorpios, that could be a decision point too, right? Like if you're at a point or you're dealing with something and it's time to make a decision, it's time to make a judgment call, spirit might want you to just let it marinate for a time, just a little bit. Like just give it a little time. Let's go through and do a quick little recap, then we'll get into the shadows. So a lot of very specific messages this week, Scorpio. So it might be interesting for us, but if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we got the 7 of Wands with the Emperor in reverse underneath it. And I told you how it felt to me. It was like, you do not tell me what to do. You do not tell me when to do it or how to do it. You are not the boss of me. Even if the person is the boss of you, you're not the boss of me. So watch out with your relationship with people in perceived positions of authority, because this energy is kind of bucking authority off its back. For another portion of Scorpios, you might be giving someone advice and they might not be taking it. And you're like, damn, if you would just take my advice, then we wouldn't be in this. You wouldn't be in this issue. For another set of Scorpios, like, see what I mean? It's like a never ending rabbit hole we got going. I could read this thing for another 20 minutes. This also feels like, just watch the authority. We're not going to keep digging. Moving to the center, we have the strength card with the 9 of Wands in reverse. This feels good. This feels like an explosive breakthrough. Guess it depends on this kind of stuff going on here in the front end, but there is this energy of like, I will do it my way, but there's also a calmness to it that I like as well, where I'm just letting it do what it does, because there could be a situation coming up, whether you force it or whether you just let it run its course, it still goes to the same place anyway. Moving to the back end, we have the Ace of Cups with Lady Justice in reverse. There could be either a situation, a topic, a conversation that Spirit doesn't want you to rush to solve or rush to respond to. There is something that Spirit might want you to just let it marinate for a little bit. So take that and do with it what you will. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card here at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a great thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out for Scorpio gang. Thank you. Cool. Yeah, I'm not surprised that there's more fire. And we have the 5 of Wands, which is very similar to the 7 that we have here. And usually it's the picture of the 5 people beating the crap out of each other with sticks. So seeing this in the shadows, it can represent this fiery energy that we've been seeing for multiple weeks now. Not really concerned about it because, again, I feel like a lot of Scorpios or Scorpio adjacent individuals can deal pretty well with fire energy. Um, the good thing, we're back to the determination right here, like we have in the front. So that's great. So again, keep pushing, don't quit, don't give up. We like it. The downside, similar to the Seven of Wands, where it's very conflicted. So for some Scorpios, there could be certain things within you in this time where you might feel two ways about it, where it's like, I love it, but I also hate it. Well, I really like it, but I also don't like it. It's like really weird inner conflict. And again, not weird, but you get what I mean. Like on the inside, I'm feeling two ways about something. So just watch out for that in this time. And also 100% watch the temper with this card in the shadows. Okay. So we're going to put it down right there. Yeah, someone might get the stinger. But that's what I got for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight into your situation and you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the March subscriber surprise, we're doing another winner's choice. I will choose 3 subscribers to win either a copy of the Everyday Witches Tarot, beautiful deck, or a handmade crystal pendant, which I showcase at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what zodiac signs do you get along best with? Which ones are your favorite? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.